Hello, thank you for clicking on the education section of the Maximon Solutions website. Initially, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Christine. Some of you may have already spoken to me in the past. I've been with the Maximon Solutions team now for almost 6 years. Schools and the education sector play a key part in the Maximon Solutions business profile, and we are conscious of the increasing pressure that they are under to provide exceptional duty of care to both staff and pupils, together with stringent crisis strategies. A reliable, efficient radio communication system plays a critical role in these provisions. We have hundreds of schools on our client base, and this has given us exceptional experience of their needs, requirements and challenges. With this in mind, we have produced this short video to provide some guidance on some of the frequently asked questions. So initially, when someone makes contact with us to suggest they may want a radio communication system, their first question is, what radios will be best for me? What do I need? My first response to that is always, this will depend on the size of the school you're trying to get coverage over. A very standard rule of thumb is a small nursery or primary school would suffice with an unlicensed low power radio and more than likely get coverage with that radio. The larger primary schools moving over to the secondary schools are likely to need a licensed high power radio. From there, people generally want to know, do I need digital or do I need analog? Both digital and analog will work perfectly well. However, digital is the newer, higher performing technology, ensuring that you're future-proofing your asset. And if you're investing in a radio system, digital would be absolutely the system that we would recommend. Digital offers far greater voice clarity, battery saving functionality, facilities such as private and group call with the use of a keypad, of course. It allows you to have 2 separate channels with 1 frequency, much greater audio and many, many more functionality and features are available on a digital radio. I would then often get asked, do I need a license and how do I get one? You need a license if you are using the higher powered licensed radios. I guess that absolutely speaks for itself. We can apply for that license for you from Ofcom. There are a number of options that are available, and we will advise you and guide you on which one the best one for your needs. We'll manage the license through its term for you, advising you when it's due for renewal so that you're confident that you are always compliant with Ofcom. Lots of schools already have a system in place, and one of the questions we often get asked is, we're now struggling with coverage. For whatever reason, this may be that they've had additional buildings put into their site, something's changed and now the coverage is not as good as it originally was. Yes, is a simple answer. Absolutely, coverage can be improved. So if what they're starting with is a low powered radio system, our suggestion would be move up to the higher powered licensed radios. If they are already on the high powered licensed radios, the recommendation and suggestion would be introduce a repeater into your site, which we would advise you and guide you on how to do that and the tests involved around that and what you need to get that repeater installed into your system. Once the radio system is on site, we often get asked, what is the best way to look after the radios, to get the best out of those radios? So one of those questions is when and what's the best way to charge the radios? So we would always advise you to charge the radios overnight. Place the radio into the charging pod, aligning the radio with the guidelines, and ensure that the radio is turned off. This will give you good battery functionality and a better battery life, and the radio will be ready for use in the morning. Antenna size. We get challenged with the fact that lots of people would prefer the stubby antenna over the whip antenna. This is not a problem. Most radios come with the option of either a whip or a stubby antenna. What we would advise is, if you are changing from a whip antenna to a stubby antenna and you were already on the edge of your coverage at the periphery of your site, you may find a difference with the coverage with a stubby antenna. It is questionable, but you may find it more noticeable if you're already on the cusp of the coverage when you're at the edge of your site. So this you should bear in mind. A whip antenna may be better for you than the stubby antenna. How long will my batteries last before I need to recharge them? All batteries come with a guide as to how long they will last from full charge, and this is based on the industry standard called the 5590 duty cycle. This states that a battery will last for X number of hours based on it being used 5% of the time for transmitting, 5% of the time for receiving, and 90% of the time it is standing idle. These are just some of the questions that we get asked on a regular basis. But if there is anything at all that we can assist with, or if you need any guidance on anything whatsoever, please don't hesitate to give us a call. We hope you found this video useful. Thank you very much for listening.